What is the foundation of Islamic parenting and family life? It begins with tawhid, the belief in the oneness of Allah. Welcome, dear listener, to the first chapter of our journey into the world of Islamic parenting and family life. Our starting point, the concept of tawhid, the affirmation of the oneness of Allah. This cornerstone of Islamic belief is the first lesson we impart to our children. We teach them that everything in the universe, from the smallest particle to the vast galaxies, is under the control of Allah. We explain that our purpose, as His creations, is to worship Him alone. But how do we bring this abstract concept to life for our children? We begin by weaving it into the fabric of their daily existence. We show them that faith is not a cloak to be worn only at the mosque, but a garment that should envelop every aspect of their lives. We encourage them to recognize Allah's presence in their thoughts, actions, and decisions. For instance, when they marvel at a beautiful sunset, we explain that it is a manifestation of Allah's majesty. When they experience joy or pain, we remind them that both are tests from Allah. We teach them to say Bismillah before they start any task, small or big, to acknowledge that all power and strength come from Allah. In this way, we help them understand that tawhid is more than a theological concept. It is a living, breathing reality that infuses meaning into every moment of their lives. But our role as parents doesn't end here. We must also instill in our children the understanding that faith must be active, not passive. It must be expressed not only in words, but also in deeds. It should guide their interactions with others, their pursuit of knowledge, their response to challenges, and their approach to life's many joys and sorrows. As parents, it is our responsibility to ensure our children understand the oneness of Allah and the importance of faith in daily life. And this, dear listener, is the first step in nurturing a strong faith-based family. It is a journey filled with challenges, but also with profound rewards. So let's take this journey together, one step at a time. Scene script. Children learn by observing. As parents, we must model Islamic behavior for them. Indeed, the way we carry ourselves, the way we treat others, the way we handle challenges, all serve as living lessons for our young ones. They're like sponges, soaking up every interaction, every reaction. And it's up to us as their first teachers to make sure these lessons are steeped in the values that we hold dear. Consider honesty, for instance. It is one of the cornerstones of Islamic ethics. When we consistently speak the truth, even when it's difficult, we're teaching our children to value truthfulness. They learn that it's better to face the potential discomfort of honesty than to take the seemingly easy route of deceit. Kindness, too, is a virtue we should exemplify. In the way we interact with family, friends, and even strangers, we have countless opportunities to show our children what kindness looks like in action. And when we do, we're not just telling them to be kind, we're showing them how. Patience is another crucial quality to model. Life is full of trials, big and small. Our children are watching how we navigate these challenges. When we exhibit patience, we're teaching them that it's not the absence of trials, but how we handle them that defines us. Humility, too, must be demonstrated. In a world that often equates success with arrogance, we can show our children a different path. A path where we acknowledge our mistakes, where we value the contributions of others, where we understand that every blessing is from Allah, and where we don't consider ourselves superior to others. Lastly, consistency is key. We must align our actions with our words. After all, it's not enough to tell our children about Islamic practices. We need to live these practices. Regular prayer, charity, acts of kindness, these should be visible parts of our daily lives. Remember, it's not just about teaching our children what we believe, but showing them how these beliefs translate into action. Because at the end of the day, our children learn best when we align our words with our actions. Open and respectful communication forms the bedrock of a strong family. It's the bridge that connects hearts, minds, and souls, fostering an environment of mutual understanding and trust. Within the family, this means creating a safe space where everyone, especially children, feel comfortable sharing their thoughts, concerns, and questions. It's about making time for heart-to-heart conversations, actively listening, and responding with empathy and respect. In the context of Islamic parenting, it's also about being prepared to answer your children's questions about Islam. Children are naturally curious, and their questions about faith are an opportunity for learning and growth. When they ask, provide thoughtful and age-appropriate answers. If you're unsure, don't hesitate to seek help from knowledgeable sources. Remember, it's not just about providing answers, it's about nurturing inquisitive minds and fostering a lifelong love for learning. Encourage curiosity and foster a safe space for your children to express their thoughts and concerns. Scene script. Education is the key to understanding. Prioritize your children's Islamic education. In the grand scheme of parenting, one of the most significant gifts we can offer our children is a strong foundation in their faith. This begins with a robust Islamic education, one that extends beyond the classrooms and into the comfort of our homes. Let's start with Quranic studies. The Quran, as we know, is the holy book of Islam, a divine guide filled with timeless wisdom. It's not just about teaching your children to read and recite the Quran, but also to comprehend its profound meanings. Enroll them in Quranic classes where they can learn under the guidance of qualified teachers. But don't let the learning stop there. Encourage regular Quranic reading and reflection at home. This will not only nurture a love for the Quran, but also a deeper connection with their creator. But Islamic education is not limited to the Quran. The life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, serves as an exemplary model of character and conduct. Teach your children about his humble beginnings, his remarkable patience in the face of adversity, and his unshakable faith. His life story is filled with invaluable lessons that can guide them throughout their own life journeys. Furthermore, introduce them to the rich tapestry of Islamic history. Let them explore the golden age of Islamic civilization, the remarkable contributions to science, arts, and culture, and the resilience of the Islamic spirit. This will instill in them a sense of pride in their heritage and inspire them to contribute positively to society. Lastly, familiarize them with the teachings of Islam. Guide them through the pillars of faith, the moral and ethical guidelines, and the values of compassion, justice, and humility that Islam espouses. These teachings will serve as a moral compass, guiding their actions and decisions throughout their lives. Remember, knowledge is power. Equip your children with the knowledge they need to understand and practice their faith. Prayer is a pillar of Islam. Establish a routine of regular family prayer. As we navigate the journey of raising strong Muslim families, prayer stands as a beacon, guiding us and our little ones towards a life of devotion. Imagine a daily routine where the whole family comes together, shoulder to shoulder, in a beautiful act of worship. This not only fosters unity, but also reinforces the importance of worship in our everyday lives. But it's not just about the act of prayer. It's equally crucial to help our children comprehend the significance of the daily prayers. Explain to them the meaning of the words they recite and the postures they assume during prayer. Let them understand that each prayer is a personal conversation with Allah, a moment of reflection, and an expression of gratitude. Prayer is not just a ritual, it's a way of life. Guide your children to understand and value the importance of daily prayers. Our values define us. Teach your children the importance of honesty, integrity, empathy, and compassion. In the journey of life, it's not just about where we're going, but who we become along the way. And that's where values play a pivotal role. Upholding high moral standards is like building a strong fortress around our character. It safeguards us from the pitfalls of dishonesty and deceit. So instill in your children the courage to always tell the truth, even when it's challenging. But alongside honesty and integrity, let's not forget the virtues of empathy and compassion. These are the threads that weave our human family together. Teach your children to be kind, to care, to consider the feelings of others, especially those less fortunate. It's through understanding and sharing the feelings of another that we truly connect. Inculcating these values in our children is a responsibility we share. Let's ensure we do our part. Modesty isn't just about how we dress, it's a lifestyle. This statement resonates deeply within the Islamic way of life. It's a principle that extends beyond the clothes we wear, permeating our behavior and speech. As parents, it's our responsibility to help our children understand this. Modesty in behavior means acting with humility and respect. It's about acknowledging our shortcomings and striving to improve. It's about treating others with kindness and compassion, regardless of their status or background. Modesty in speech means avoiding harmful or unnecessary words. It's about choosing our words carefully, speaking truthfully and kindly. It's about understanding the power of words and using them to uplift, not to harm. And yes, modesty also applies to our dress code. It's about dressing in a way that respects our own dignity and the comfort of others. It's not about restriction, but about freedom. The freedom to be respected for who we are, not what we look like. Remember, modesty is a virtue that reflects our faith and our values. Let's guide our children to understand and practice this virtue.